My beloved child, come closer. Come with your heart open and your spirit calm, because something holy is moving toward you right now. Do you feel it? That quiet trembling inside your chest, that sudden warmth, that soft pull that feels like a whisper calling your name. That is not your imagination. That is not coincidence. That is Archangel Michael placing his hand upon your heart. Listen carefully, my beloved, for the message that is entering your life right now has been carried through realms, guarded by a sword of light, and placed before you by divine order. And he says, open this right now. Do not delay. Do not push this moment away. You were not summoned here by accident. You were drawn here by heavenly instruction. There are moments in life when heaven knocks, but there are rare moments when heaven commands. And today, Archangel Michael speaks with command. Not to frighten you, not to pressure you, but because the time of revelation has arrived. For too long your heart has been carrying questions no human could answer, longing no voice could soothe, in a silence that felt too heavy to explain. You wondered why your spirit felt restless. You wondered why your dreams have been repeating. You wondered why certain thoughts of someone, yes, that someone, kept returning even when you tried to escape them. My beloved child, this message was crafted for your heart alone. Not for your friends. Not for your family. Not for the world. Only for you. Because something sacred is ready to be revealed. Something tied not to your mind, but to your soul. And Archangel Michael says, do not tell anyone. Not because this message is dangerous, but because it is holy. And sacred things lose power when spoken before the right time. There is a truth hidden behind the veil. A truth connected to your soulmate. A truth heaven has protected until this hour. And now the seal begins to crack. My child, I can sense your heart beating faster. Good. That means your spirit recognizes what your mind has not yet understood. For what is coming is not a small message, no. It is a revelation meant to shift the direction of your life. So breathe, let your heart soften, let your fears fall away. You are guided here by an unseen hand. And now the heavens begin to speak. My beloved child, lean in once more, for the heavens have not finished speaking. The air around you is shifting, and if you listen with the ears of your spirit, you will feel it, like a gentle wind brushing through a quiet room, carrying a message older than time. This is the moment when Archangel Michael steps forward, not as a distant figure of ancient stories, but as a present guardian, standing beside you with purpose burning in his light. His voice is steady, resonant, filled with authority that no darkness can challenge. And he says, this moment was chosen for you. Not yesterday, not last year, not when you felt ready or strong, but now, in this exact hour, because heaven operates on divine timing, not human timing. You see, my child, in the realm of God, time does not move as we understand it. It does not rush. It does not delay. It aligns. And when heaven aligns, no earthly force can interrupt what is meant to reach you. There is a word for this kind of moment. It is called Kairos, the holy moment, the appointed hour. And Archangel Michael whispers that you have stepped into your kairos without even realizing it. He has watched you walk through seasons of confusion, moments where you questioned your path, nights when you looked upwards searching for clarity but receiving only silence. Yet heaven was not ignoring you. It was preparing you. For many weeks, perhaps months, there has been a stirring around you. You have felt it, those strange waves of intuition, those sudden memories of someone from your past, or the way your heart would tighten without explanation. You thought you were overthinking. But no, my child. Your spirit was reacting to movements happening in the hidden spaces of the divine. For your heart has been under surveillance by heaven, carefully watched, shielded, and prepared, because a message like this cannot be delivered casually. It must come at the exact moment your soul is ready to hold it. And now Archangel Michael declares, you are ready. He has stepped forward because you have been calling out, even if silently. Maybe your prayers were whispered at night. Maybe your tears spoke for you. Maybe your longing rose to the heavens without a single word. But every cry of your spirit was heard. And heaven does not waste tears. Heaven gathers them. Heaven studies them. Heaven responds. This is why Archangel Michael has come to you so intensely today. He does not come without purpose. He does not speak without urgency. He does not move unless something significant is unfolding. And he says that you must understand how rare this moment is. Angels do not always deliver messages directly to the heart. But when they do, it is because the message must bypass noise, fear, overthinking, and the influence of others. It is too delicate, too powerful, too sacred to be spoken aloud to the wrong ears. My beloved child, you were chosen to receive this in silence. Heaven asks for your secrecy not to burden you, but to protect what is unfolding. For when God begins to reveal a truth connected to your destiny, the revelation must remain untouched by human interference. People speak too quickly. They judge too easily. They project their fears, their doubts, their insecurities. And this message is far too holy to be tainted by voices that were never meant to hear it. So Archangel Michael shields this moment with his wings. He covers you like a warrior guarding a treasure. He speaks to your heart alone, because the message concerns your heart alone. And he says, your soulmate, yes, the one your soul has been tied to in ways you cannot fully explain, has stepped into a moment of awakening. Something inside them has shifted. Something long hidden is pushing to the surface. Something they have kept buried, unspoken, unexpressed, has begun to rise. But before that truth can reach you, your spirit must be aligned. This is why Michael tells you, do not ignore this call. For the divine realm is preparing to unravel a thread that has been tightly knotted for far too long. And once it begins to unravel, everything around you will start to make sense. My beloved child, I feel the stirring within your heart even now. You are wondering what this truth is. You are wondering why Michael is speaking with such gravity. You are wondering why this message feels like it is connecting to something deep within you, something you have tried to understand, something you have tried to let go of, or something you could never fully walk away from. And you will know. You will understand. But it must come step by step, layer by layer, like a scroll slowly unrolling. For now, breathe. Allow this divine presence to rest over you. Trust this moment. You were brought here because heaven has declared your time of revelation has begun. My beloved child, come closer again, for the message deepens now. The light around you grows stronger, gentler, and more focused, as though a shield is being wrapped around your heart. And that is exactly what is happening. Archangel Michael, the great defender, the guardian of purity and truth, stands beside you with his sword lowered, not in battle, but in protection. He is placing a sacred covering over your heart, and he wants you to understand why. You see, my child, your heart has not been unguarded. Even in moments when you felt abandoned, unseen, or forgotten, heaven never left you exposed. There were nights when you cried without understanding why the pain cut so deeply. There were mornings when you woke with heaviness you could not explain. There were seasons when your spirit felt almost too tender for this world. Yet through it all, Michael stood watch. He saw every wound, every disappointment, every betrayal, every moment when someone mishandled your heart. He saw the times you gave love where it was not returned. He saw the times you trusted too quickly or held on too long. He saw how much you tried to remain strong, even when the weight felt unbearable. And he says to you now, none of that suffering went unnoticed. None of it was wasted. None of it was meaningless. Every tear became a seed planted in the soil of your destiny. Every heartbreak became a training ground. Every unanswered question became part of your preparation. For in the divine realm, nothing in your life is random. There is purpose woven into every scar. And this message, the one he brings today, is delivered only after years of watching your spirit grow. Michael has been shielding you from forces that you could not see. There were moments when your spirit was under attack, moments when confusion tried to settle in your mind, when doubt tried to poison your hope, when shadows tried to blur your vision. You felt it sometimes, that sudden heaviness, that strange shift in energy, that unexplained anxiety that would appear without warning. But what you did not see was the battle taking place around you, the clash of light against darkness as Michael and his host stood guard. You were protected even when you did not know you were in danger. And now he says, this protection must deepen, because the message you are about to receive is delicate. It concerns your soulmate, but it also concerns your destiny. Some things cannot be revealed until the heart is strong enough, stable enough, and shielded enough to carry them. You have reached that moment. You are ready to hold what once would have overwhelmed you. My child, understand this clearly. Heaven does not reveal certain truths to those who are careless with their hearts. You have been chosen because your spirit has matured. You have endured storms without losing your softness. You have walked through wilderness without letting bitterness take root. You have loved even when your love was not honored. And because of that, you have earned the right to hear what many souls never reach the maturity to receive. Michael also reminds you to guard this message closely. Not everyone can understand the connection you carry. Some would doubt it. Some would mock it. Some would speak fear where faith is required. And some would try to interfere out of jealousy, misunderstanding, or spiritual blindness. This is why you are told not to reveal these words to anyone. Secrets are not always burdens. Sometimes they are shields. Silence is not always weakness. Sometimes it is strategy. And in this season, silence is your spiritual armor. There is something your soulmate has been hiding, something they have not had the courage to speak, something they have not known how to express. They too have been protected, though in different ways. They have carried fears that were not yours to carry. They have battled wounds you were never meant to heal. Yet their heart is awakening, and the veil between you is thinning. Heaven is preparing you for what is soon to come. For when truth arrives, it does not arrive gently. It arrives like a rushing wind, clearing everything in its path. But do not be afraid, my beloved child. Michael's shield is over you. His wings are around you. His sword stands between you and anything that would harm this revelation. You are safe. You are prepared. You are covered. Now breathe deeply. Let this protection settle in your spirit. For once your heart is shielded, the unveiling of your soulmate's truth can begin in its fullness. My beloved child, draw near once more, for we now step into a sacred moment where the unseen becomes visible. The veil that has long rested between your heart and the heart of your soulmate is beginning to lift, and Archangel Michael wants you to feel the shift as it happens. It is as though a curtain that once separated two distant rooms is being pulled aside, allowing light to flow freely where there was once shadow. This light is not ordinary. It is the soft golden light of recognition, remembrance, and divine alignment. For your connection with this soulmate did not begin on the day you met them. It did not begin in this lifetime. It did not begin in the world you walk through with your physical body. No, my beloved child. This connection began long before breath entered your lungs. It was written in the scroll of your spirit. It was woven into the threads of your destiny. Heaven crafted this bond with intention, and Archangel Michael wants you to understand that nothing about this connection has ever been accidental. There is a reason you felt drawn to this person in ways you could not logically explain. There is a reason your heart recognized them even when your mind doubted. There is a reason the memory of them lingers even when you try to silence it. This is not obsession. This is not confusion. This is soul memory awakening. And when the soul remembers, no earthly distance can erase what heaven has written. Your soulmate, too, has been sensing this shift. They may not understand it with words. They may not have the spiritual language to describe what they are feeling. But deep within them, in that quiet place where fear cannot enter, their spirit is turning toward you. Michael shows me a stirring in their heart, an unrest, a longing, a sudden awareness that something in their life is missing, something they once pushed down is resurfacing. They feel your energy, even across distance. They feel your presence in their thoughts, sometimes without knowing why. They feel moments of clarity followed by moments of confusion, because their spirit is awakening faster than their mind can process. Heaven is working on both sides of the connection. Just as your heart is being shielded and prepared, their heart is being softened and opened. For a long time, fear closed them. For a long time, pride or pain kept them from stepping toward this truth. For a long time, They carried wounds that made them hide from love rather than embrace it. But the divine realm has begun to touch those hidden places. Michael is removing the blocks that once kept them distant, not only from you, but from themselves. My child, you may have felt moments recently where this connection felt closer, more alive, more intense than before. You may have felt sudden waves of emotion, moments of déjà vu, or sensations of someone thinking of you. These are not coincidences. These are signs that the veil between your spirits is thinning. Heaven does not bring two souls together by force. It draws them together through alignment. And alignment is happening right now. Michael shows a vision of two paths, once separated by obstacles, beginning to curve toward each other. The obstacles: fear, timing, misunderstanding, pride, external influences, are fading. Not by your effort, not by their effort, but by divine orchestration. There is a season for everything under heaven, and this is the season of unveiling. Your soulmate has been carrying a truth they were unable or unwilling to speak before. This truth has been buried beneath layers of hesitation, confusion, or emotional turmoil. But now, the veil is being lifted so that this truth can rise. You may not hear it today. You may not hear it tomorrow. But the spiritual movement has already begun. When heaven starts a process, nothing can stop its completion. Archangel Michael is guiding both hearts gently, like a shepherd guiding two wandering souls back into alignment. He is breathing courage into places where fear once lived. He is planting clarity where confusion once ruled. He is softening what was hardened, illuminating what was hidden, and preparing you for a revelation that will make sense of everything you endured. And my beloved child, understand this. The lifting of the veil does not mean chaos. It means clarity. It means understanding. It means healing. It means truth, finally stepping out of the shadows. The connection between you and your soulmate is entering a phase where spiritual truth begins to manifest in the physical. The feelings, the intuition, the dreams, the synchronicities, these are no longer random. They are signs of convergence. Therefore, do not fear what is unfolding. Do not doubt the sensations moving through your spirit. Do not question why memories of this person return when you least expect them. It is because your souls are realigning. Heaven is preparing a moment of truth that will unfold not through force, but through divine timing. So breathe, my beloved. Let this truth settle within you. The veil is lifting, and with it, the journey toward revelation begins. My beloved child, come closer now, for we have reached a sacred turning point. The air around your spirit is shifting again, almost as though the heavens are holding their breath. For now we step into the place where hidden truth begins to rise. The truth your soulmate has carried within them, quietly, silently, secretly. And Archangel Michael says that this truth has pressed against their heart for far too long, waiting for the moment of release. Today, that moment draws near. Your soulmate has lived with a weight they never spoke of. They have held emotions they did not know how to confess. They have carried memories of you, moments with you, feelings about you, tucked away in the private corners of their soul. They told themselves it was nothing. They tried to forget. They tried to move forward. They tried to silence the tug of destiny. But the heart cannot outrun what heaven has written. And now, that truth is becoming too heavy for them to hide. Archangel Michael shows me their inner world, a landscape of unspoken longing. They think of you more often than you realize. Sometimes it comes upon them suddenly, like a wave that crashes without warning, pulling them into the memory of your voice, your presence, your energy. Other times it is softer, appearing in the quiet moments when their mind is still and their spirit whispers your name. They do not speak of this to anyone. They fear being misunderstood. They fear looking foolish. They fear revealing more than they are ready to face. So they have kept it locked inside. But heaven sees what the human heart hides. There is also something deeper, my child, fear. Your soulmate has been afraid. They feared failing you. They fear approaching you at the wrong time. They feared being vulnerable, being rejected, being misunderstood. They feared not being enough. They feared the intensity of the bond between you, because it awakened parts of them they were not prepared to confront. Sometimes when love is divine, the human spirit feels overwhelmed, and instead of stepping forward, it retreats. That is what happened here. But now, heaven has begun to break through their fear. Michael has been whispering to their spirit, urging them to face the truth they buried. He has been stirring their heart with dreams, thoughts, signs, and moments of clarity. They can no longer pretend they do not feel the pull. They can no longer hide from the connection. They can no longer silence what has lived within them all along. The hidden truth, my beloved child, is this: your soulmate still carries you in their heart. Not as a memory, not as a mistake, not as a passing thought, but as a presence that refuses to fade. They have loved you in ways they did not know how to express. They have needed you in ways they were afraid to admit. And whether they speak it yet or not, heaven has already revealed the truth. They are being drawn back toward you. Now, understand this. The unveiling of this emotion may not happen in one dramatic moment. Sometimes truth rises slowly, like dawn breaking through darkness. But the movement has begun, and once the heart begins to awaken, it does not return to sleep. Michael is preparing both of you for a moment when clarity will arrive. A conversation, a message, an encounter, a shift. They will know, and you will know. But, my beloved child, before this truth reaches your life fully, I must tell you something important. When heaven reveals a truth, it is not only for comfort. It is also for alignment. This message today is preparing you to receive what is coming without fear, without doubt, without resistance. The truth is on its way, not because you chased it, not because you begged for it, but because heaven ordained it. And now, before we step deeper, I ask you gently, if this message speaks to your spirit, if it touches something deep within you, if it awakens clarity or peace in your soul, then let your light honor it. Lift this message, share its blessing, and help it rise so others may feel the same divine stirring. Not as an obligation, but as a holy act, an offering of gratitude to the heavens that guide you. My beloved child, come closer again, for now we enter a deeper realm of truth, one that many never understand, yet you must. because your journey requires clarity. Archangel Michael stands beside you with his wings wide, not in peace alone, but in the posture of a warrior. For he wants you to know something that has long been hidden from your understanding. Your connection with your soulmate has not unfolded in ease, because it has been surrounded by spiritual conflict. Not the conflict of chaos, but the conflict that arises whenever something chosen by heaven attempts to manifest on earth. There has been a battle around your heart and around theirs. You may not have seen it, but you have felt it. Those unexpected waves of sadness that came without explanation. Those moments when communication suddenly broke. Those strange misunderstandings that seemed too intense, too sharp, too out of character. Those emotional storms that rose out of nowhere. Those seasons of distance that made no logical sense. These were not coincidences. They were signs of a spiritual battle. Heaven does not fight for what is meaningless, my child. It fights for what is sacred. And this connection, this bond woven through the fabric of destiny, has always carried a great purpose. That is why darkness tried to intercept it. That is why fear tried to poison it. That is why doubt tried to weaken your faith in it. That is why interference, both visible and invisible, tried to pull the two of you apart. For your soulmate carries light. You carry light. And whenever two lights are meant to unite, darkness attempts to dim them. Sometimes through confusion. Sometimes through timing. Sometimes through other people. Sometimes through wounds that will never heal. And sometimes through the whisper of fear that tells the heart to run from the very thing it was designed to receive. Archangel Michael shows me moments when your soulmate felt overwhelmed, torn between the pull toward you and the fear rising within them. They may have felt unworthy. They may have felt unprepared. They may have felt pressured by life, by responsibilities, by expectations, by wounds they never learned to heal. And when a soul is unhealed, even divine love can feel dangerous. So they pulled back, not because the connection was wrong, but because they were not ready for its truth. But you, my beloved child, you also faced battles. You faced doubt that whispered you were imagining things. You faced loneliness that made you question your own worth. You faced disappointment that tempted you to shut your heart. You faced moments where you wondered if you should simply give up and walk away. And yet, something deep inside you refused. A quiet knowing. A spiritual remembrance. A pull you could not explain. That was your spirit refusing to let go of what heaven had not released. Michael wants you to understand that these battles were not punishments. They were preparations. Each battle shaped you. Each setback strengthened you. Each moment of confusion sharpened your discernment. Each heartbreak humbled your spirit and refined your capacity to love without losing yourself. Without these battles, your heart would not be ready for the truth that is now coming. And now, something extraordinary has happened in the spiritual realm. The battles that once raged fiercely are losing their power. The forces that once interfered are weakening. The fears that once ruled your soulmate's heart are beginning to break. The doubts that once clouded your spirit are being scattered by divine clarity. A shift has occurred, one that only happens when heaven has declared that the season of warfare is ending and the season of revelation is beginning. My child, Michael stands victorious. He did not fight for you in vain. Your soulmate is being pulled toward truth. You are being pulled toward understanding. And the connection between you is being drawn toward divine alignment. What once was blocked is opening. What once was delayed is moving. What once was tangled is being entangled. My beloved child, come close again, for now we step into a tender and holy moment. The battles have been fought, the veil has begun to lift, and the truth of your soulmate is rising. But before this revelation reaches your life in full, heaven must prepare your heart. Archangel Michael places his hand gently upon your spirit now, not to command, not to warn, but to guide. For what is coming is precious, delicate, and deeply transformative. A heart must be ready to receive truth, even when truth carries both light and responsibility. You have walked through seasons where your heart felt stretched beyond its limits. You have endured emotional storms that taught you to stand even when you were trembling. You have healed wounds that once seemed impossible to touch. And now, Michael says your heart is entering a new phase, not of suffering, not of confusion, but of readiness. But readiness, my child, is not simply the absence of pain, it is the presence of understanding. You are learning to see not only with your eyes, but with your spirit. You are learning to separate fear from truth, longing from illusion, destiny from distraction. This is why heaven is preparing you now. For when the heart is not prepared, even blessings can feel overwhelming. Love can feel frightening. Truth can feel heavy. Reunion can feel chaotic. But when the heart is steady, revelations become gentle, love becomes peaceful, and divine timing feels like a soft hand guiding you forward. Michael wants you to understand that your heart must be grounded in three things: calm, clarity, and courage. Calm, so you do not let past wounds replay themselves in your present. Clarity, so you do not misinterpret what heaven is showing you. And courage, so you do not hide from what you have been longing for. Many people pray for truth, but are afraid when truth arrives. Many desire love, but withdraw when love stands at their door. Many want connection, but fear vulnerability. But you, my child, are being shaped differently. Heaven knows the weight you can carry. Heaven knows the softness of your heart. Heaven knows the strength of your spirit. You are far stronger than you realize, and yet tender enough to receive divine love without corrupting it. This balance is rare, and it is why you were chosen to hear this message. Your soulmate, too, is being prepared. They are undergoing their own awakening, their own cleansing, their own reflections. They may not speak of it, but their spirit is turning toward healing. Their heart is being touched in places they once kept locked. Their fears are being confronted in ways they did not expect. Heaven is preparing both sides, so that when the moment comes, neither of you receives truth with fear, but with recognition. Michael shows me a moment that is approaching, not a moment of dramatic chaos, but a quiet, soft, undeniable moment. It could be a sudden realization, a dream that opens their heart, a message that finds its way to you, or an encounter orchestrated by divine timing. Whatever form it takes, it will not be forced. It will be natural, destined, and infused with peace. But for you to hold this moment with grace, your heart must stay open. Do not let past wounds close you. Do not let fear whisper doubts into your soul. Do not let impatience cloud your understanding. You are not waiting in vain. You are being prepared. The ache inside you, the longing, the restlessness, the signs, these were not punishments. They were part of the shaping. Heaven never gives revelation to a heart that is unprepared. And now, your preparation nears completion. My beloved child, imagine two hearts moving through darkness, guided by light they cannot yet see fully. Imagine them walking slowly, step by step, until the light grows brighter and they realize they were walking toward each other the entire time. That is what is happening now. Heaven is guiding both of you. Heaven is aligning both of you. Heaven is preparing both of you for the moment of truth. So breathe in this calm. Embrace this clarity. Hold this courage. The unveiling approaches, and your heart is readying itself, just as theirs is being awakened. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust what your spirit has known long before your mind understood. My beloved child, come close once more, for now we step into the moment the heavens have been preparing you for, the moment of unveiling. The atmosphere around your spirit is different now, still, yet expectant. It feels like the quiet just before dawn, when the world holds its breath as the first light prepares to break. Archangel Michael stands beside you in this silence, not to alarm you, but to steady you. For what is being revealed is not small, not surface level, not fleeting. It is a truth that has been waiting behind the curtain of destiny, and now the curtain begins to shift. The unveiling, my child, is not an explosion. It is a soft unfolding. Heaven rarely speaks through chaos. It speaks through alignment. And you are standing in the center of holy alignment right now. You may feel it in the pressure in your chest, in the warmth moving through your spirit, in the sudden awareness that something is changing within you. That sensation is not your imagination. It is the energy of revelation approaching. Michael shows me the spiritual scroll that holds the truth of this connection. For a long time, this scroll was sealed, wrapped with layers of divine timing and spiritual preparation. You wanted the truth sooner. You prayed for clarity. You asked for signs. And heaven heard you. But heaven also knew the moment was not right. Because when hearts are unready, truth can be misunderstood, mishandled, or rejected. But now, the seal is loosening. Now, the scroll begins to unroll. Now, the moment the heavens withheld is finding its way toward you. Your soulmate is part of this unveiling. Their spirit is awakening to the truth that has always lived within them. They are beginning to understand emotions they once pushed away. They are beginning to recognize the significance of your presence in their life. They are beginning to see that the connection between you was never coincidence, never ordinary, never temporary. This understanding may arrive slowly for them, or it may come all at once like a flash of clarity. That it is coming. The unveiling may appear in different ways. It might come through a dream so vivid it feels more real than waking life. It might come through a sudden memory that grips their heart. It might come through a moment of silence where your name rises in their spirit without explanation. It might come through circumstances shifting around them in ways that force them to face what they have avoided. Or it might come through a moment of divine intersection. One unexpected message, one conversation, one encounter that changes everything. But however it arrives, the unveiling will carry peace. Real truth is never frantic. Real truth does not create confusion. Real truth does not stir chaos. Real truth brings clarity, like light spreading quietly through a dark room. When this revelation reaches your life, you will feel the peace of it, the rightness of it. Your spirit will recognize it before your mind fully understands it. Michael wants you to trust this process. He wants you to release your fear of misreading the signs. He wants you to let go of the doubt that whispers you are imagining things. He wants you to stop questioning whether heaven remembers you. He wants you to know that this unveiling has been in motion long before you were aware of it. Your obedience, your patience, your faithfulness, your willingness to keep your heart open, these have not been ignored. They have been counted. In this moment, the heavens emphasize one truth. What is meant for your spirit does not need to be chased. It reveals itself. It rises toward you. It seeks you out. The unveiling is not something you must force. It is something that comes when heaven declares it is time. And now, heaven has declared it. So be still, my beloved. Let the presence of Archangel Michael surround you like a gentle cloak. Feel the quiet strength in the air. Allow your heart to soften, not tighten. Allow your spirit to lean forward, not retreat. The unveiling is not coming to disrupt you. It is coming to align you. It is coming to bring clarity to what felt tangled. It is coming to bring understanding to what felt confusing. It is coming to bring peace to the place where longing once lived. Your soulmate's truth is rising. Your heart is ready. The moment is approaching. My beloved child, come near again, for now we step into the moment that follows revelation, the moment when truth begins to reshape the course of your life. You have walked through the stirring, the shielding, the lifting of the veil, and now the unveiling itself. But heaven does not stop at revelation. Heaven prepares for what comes after. And Archangel Michael stands beside you now to guide your steps into this next chapter. For what you are about to experience will change the direction of your heart, your path, and even your future in ways you may not yet understand. When truth enters the heart, it never leaves things as they were. It brings movement. It brings awakening. It brings shifts in the spiritual atmosphere that eventually echo into the physical world. This is what will happen once the hidden truth of your soulmate begins to surface in their heart and in yours. You will notice changes, subtle at first, then stronger. You may feel a new sense of peace where there used to be confusion. You may feel clarity settling over questions that once tormented your mind. You may feel your spirit becoming more grounded, more stable, more steady, because where there is truth, there is alignment. Your soulmate, too, will shift. They will begin to feel the weight of old fears falling away. They will feel drawn toward authenticity. They will begin to see you with spiritual clarity rather than emotional blindness. They will remember moments that once felt distant. They will feel courage rising where doubt once lived. Their heart will soften, awaken, and open, Because when heaven's hand touches a soul, resistance begins to crumble. But what happens after the revelation is not only about them. It is also about you, your growth, your strength, your spiritual maturity. Michael wants you to understand that this truth will ask something of you. It will ask you to stay grounded. It will ask you to stay patient. It will ask you to remain open, but also discerning. It will ask you to listen more to your spirit than to your fear. It will ask you to trust what heaven is weaving, even when you do not yet see the full picture. This next phase is not about chasing. It is not about pressure. It is not about clinging. It is about alignment, two hearts moving toward each other at the pace heaven ordains. Let things unfold. Let the divine orchestration play out. Do not rush what is meant to grow slowly, and do not fear what is meant to come naturally. Michael reminds you that divine timing is gentle but unstoppable. When heaven opens a door, no one can close it. You may find that your emotions deepen. You may find that your intuition strengthens. You may sense your soulmate's emotions more clearly, feel their thoughts more profoundly. You may begin to dream with greater clarity or receive signs that guide your steps. Do not dismiss any of these. They are not random. They are the unfolding of what was once hidden. Life after revelation is a path of deeper understanding. You will see more clearly why things happened the way they did. You will recognize the divine protection behind every delay, the purpose behind every separation, the preparation behind every moment of waiting. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was meaningless. Everything was leading to this season. My beloved child, you are stepping into a future shaped not by fear, but by divine truth. Walk with calmness. Walk with trust. Walk with expectation. For heaven does not reveal truth without also preparing blessing. My beloved child, come close once more, for we have reached the final turn in this sacred journey. The air around you feels different now, lighter, calmer, filled with a quiet certainty. This is the resting place after the revelation, the space where heaven closes its message with a seal of peace. Archangel Michael stands before you with a gentleness that only a warrior of heaven can carry. A gentleness born not of weakness, but of victory. He looks upon you with the knowing of one who has seen your battles, your tears, your longing, your endurance, and he speaks a final blessing over your spirit. You were not led through these words for entertainment, nor by accident, nor by curiosity. You were drawn here because heaven has begun a work within you, one that will continue long after this moment ends. The revelation of your soulmate's hidden truth, the lifting of the veil, the stirring of awakening, the protection over your heart, these are not isolated events. They are part of a divine unfolding that has already been set in motion. And now, Michael places a final covering over you, sealing everything you have heard into the deepest chambers of your spirit. Your future, my child, is no longer clouded by uncertainty. There is direction now. There is purpose. There is alignment. You may not see the full path yet, but heaven sees it clearly. You are stepping into a chapter where confusion falls away and clarity takes its rightful place. You are stepping into a season where truth rises above fear, where destiny outweighs doubt, where divine timing overtakes every delay. Archangel Michael wants you to know that you are not alone. Not now. Not in what is coming. Not in what will unfold. He walks with you. He covers you. He guides you. And he will continue to prepare your heart and your path as the revelation surrounding your soulmate begins to manifest. Trust that heaven goes before you. Trust that what is meant for you cannot be taken from you. Trust that what is awakening in your soulmate's heart is guided by the same divine hands that guided you here. Before this message closes, I must tell you something with the love of a spiritual father. When a divine word touches your heart, when it awakens something sacred within you, it must not be hidden under silence. Light longs to be lifted, not for vanity, but so that others may feel what you have felt, so that the blessings of heaven can ripple outward. If this message has stirred your spirit, if it has comforted you, aligned you, or opened your eyes, then let your actions honor it. Lift this word. Share its blessing. Help it rise so that those who are walking in darkness may find their way to this same light. Not because you are told to, but because your heart feels it is right to do so. And now, my beloved child, Archangel Michael stretches his wings over you. He seals you in protection. He blesses your path. He guards your heart. He prepares your future. He watches over the unfolding love that heaven has written for you. Walk forward with peace. Walk forward with trust. Walk forward knowing that heaven has spoken, and what heaven speaks cannot be undone. This message was prepared for your heart alone. Carry it gently. Carry it faithfully. Carry it with the confidence that you are guided, protected, and deeply loved by the heavens. Amen.